Welcome back to NCC News. This is the Meet the World podcast with Robbie Munch. I'm joined today by a senior finance major at Syracuse University, the president of First Generation Investors, former D3 athlete and Brazil native, Thomas Park.
Hey Robbie, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk a little bit about myself and being part of this podcast.
All right, so Thomas, tell me about your story coming from Brazil and how'd you end up at Syracuse?
Yeah, of course. I was born in Brazil and I grew up right outside of São Paulo in Bom Retiro. And then I came to New Jersey when I was 9 years old. Played D3 football at University of Rochester for a semester, decided I didn't like it, and then decided to transfer over to Syracuse.
Gotcha. So, being in Brazil, your origins there obviously is different than upstate New York. What differences have you noticed just Brazil versus Syracuse?
There's a lot of differences in Brazil and America in general. One of the biggest things I'd say is the overall attitude. In Brazil, people are very easygoing and pretty non-formal. They're also very expressive, and there's not as much of an emphasis on personal space. People are very touchy. I noticed that if a native Brazilian comes to America, then a lot of Americans will get annoyed by them quote unquote invading their personal space. But that's just the overall attitude of Brazilians, pretty easygoing.
So then I know being president of FGI means a lot to you. What can you tell me about your role there and what it means to you?
Yeah, of course. FGI, First Generation Investors, is a nonprofit that teaches high school students from underserved communities like Syracuse the basics of financial literacy and investing. And we try to teach them this stuff so that they keep in mind as they grow up and they make smart financial decisions. And in the end of the program, we give them $100 to start out their investment journey. And as the president, I transitioned from a Zoom program to in person, and we partnered with Nottingham High School and also partnered with the Orange Valley Fund. So now we have a steady stream of students and tutors. And now going forward, the next president's just going to work on really growing the program, which I'm very excited about.
Do you like having an international view in a program like this? Do you think it helps benefit?
Yeah, one of the reasons why I was so passionate about FGI was that I felt for these kids. Obviously, Syracuse is not that great economically speaking, and where I came from in São Paulo, it was a similar situation. So it's not like how where I live in Jersey, where it's middle class to upper middle class. These kids don't have that many opportunities, and they have to be smart with their money in order to get out of this trap that they're in.
Right. Okay, well, Thomas, thank you so much for sharing about yourself, and thank you for your time. This has been Meet the World with Robbie Munch on NCC News.